Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us now, we have Karen in studio. She is a farm business representative from the Canadian Wheat Board. We're just talking about this farm season. So I guess, Karen, for people who don't quite understand, how does the Canadian Wheat Board work?
So the Canadian Wheat Board markets all of the wheat and barley for Western Canadian farmers to the world. So farmers deliver, we use the grain elevator system, the grain companies, they deliver their grain to the elevators, and we market it for them and use the transportation system, the railways, to move it to ports for our customers.
And I guess, why is that an important tool for farmers in the prairies?
The Wheat Board does several things. Our mainstay is our pooling accounts, which basically gives farmers equal access to prices regardless of the time of year that they deliver or the location that they deliver to.
And now when the government says stuff like they want to abolish the Canadian Wheat Board because it's a monopoly, I guess, is that a help or a hindrance to farmers then? The monopoly sort of status. I mean, do you think that sometimes it would be better if farmers were able to sell their own grain?
I shouldn't comment on that, sorry. That's one spot, yeah, sorry.
That's okay. So I suppose if you're a new farmer to the prairies, how can you access the Canadian Wheat Board and how can you get involved?
Well, farm business reps like myself are stationed all across the prairies. There's 16 or 18 of us out here now. And so we're always available to help farmers work through any issues that they have with the elevators or just to learn more about the Wheat Board or the grain system in general. So any questions about contracting or grain delivery or any of that kind of stuff, they can definitely come to us and we can help them work through it.
It's been founded for, since the Depression era, is that correct?
75 years, 76, going into our 76th year.
I guess, what do you guys, how have you guys grown and how do you continue to help farmers on sort of an annual basis?
Since our board of directors came into being in 1999, there's been a lot of changes. We have introduced our producer payment options, which are marketing tools that farmers can capitalize on some of the world wheat prices out there, some of the futures markets prices out there, so that they can price their grain outside of the pooling system, which is an averaging system. So it gives them the opportunity to capitalize on those prices without having to employ a broker and maintain a margin account and that sort of stuff. So it's a cheaper way of doing that sort of business if farmers are interested, but at the same time we still give them the option to do business the old-fashioned way. We're also moving into more things like weather farm initiatives, our e-services website, so being more accessible to farmers with new technology and that sort of thing.
Do you think that, do you get a lot of feedback from farmers about your services?
Yeah, we do. They're always giving us suggestions on how we can improve and what works for them and how we can reach them, whether it's by texting or with smartphones these days, updating our e-services so that they can see that sort of stuff on their phone while they're driving their tractors. So, yeah.
Not necessarily always at their computer, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, as far as prices and stuff go, do farmers feel generally safer because the Canadian Wheat Board is in place?
Some do. Our pooling system definitely is guaranteed by the government. The initial payments are guaranteed by the federal government, so that is a safety net that is there for farmers to protect them, so they get paid, regardless of what's going on in the world.
How does the Canadian Wheat Board adjust to different sort of government initiatives that come forward? So I guess, are you guys able to sort of have a little bit of a give and take there? Yeah,
we have our board of directors that tries to communicate with the government openly all the time. So they're the ones that go to government and make all the decisions, and then us as the organization, work with what the decisions are that have been made.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today, Karen. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
This has been our conversation with Karen Klimek, Farm Business Representative for the Canadian Wheat Board.